Good evening and salutations, my bold and beautiful fans. Zendaya, Zendaya, Zendaya. I feel like at this point I sound like a broken record. I sound like a broken record because when in doubt, this is what this guy does. Whenever he's feeling a bit insecure, he starts making out with Paris in front of, everyone in the room. Like they all want to see that. I don't understand what this, I've seen in the comment section, not my comment section, but just different forums and stuff like that. People constantly sit there saying like they're tired of seeing Zendaya in his constant PDA. But his constant PDA doesn't just come out of thin air. It's it's usually because he feels threatened, he feels insecure. I don't understand why they actually named the project Hope for the Future. I mean, her name is Hope. They couldn't come up with anything else. Destiny for the Future or something like that. Anyway, they're working on some sort of fashion line, and Zendaya has like this showstopper, whatever it is. And there seems to be a little bit of, I guess, friendly competition or rivalry between Thomas and Zendaya because they're both in the same field. They start talking about Paris, and Thomas is like, oh, she's beautiful. He says something. He must give her some sort of compliment because that's when it's like Zendaya just his insecurity kicks in overdrive and he starts to perform PDA in front of the whole room. And then Quinn comes in and Quinn calls him in to her office or whatever. So Zendaya is going on and on and on and on and on about Paris. And Quinn is like, yeah, see, that sounds all good and great, but what is this about? Because I need to get back to my husband. And you just you just keep going. So it turns out that he wants Quinn to make him the perfect engagement ring. So I was like, oh, okay. All right, I'm glad it went somewhere, because even after, when the commercial break came back, and he was like, oh, she makes me see the world differently, and this, that, and the third, and yada, yada, yada. And I was like, yeah, okay, we get it. She's hot. Is this going somewhere? But it actually went somewhere, so that's cool. Felt like Thomas was just kind of brung in to be a prop. A little bit, to get jealous of Zendaya kissing Paris. That's what he was brung in there for. Because to be honest, he didn't really seem like he served much of a purpose outside of that. Even Quinn didn't really serve that much of a purpose. Let's talk about Jack and Lee for a minute, because in the beginning, Jack does what a lot of these soap opera characters do, and I guess to be fair, a lot of real life people do. Whenever they gotta sit there and say something tough, they gotta tell somebody something that they're nervous, they're afraid, whatever it is, it starts to veer off into a corner where it's just like, bro, can you just get to the point? Can you get to the actual point? But he does actually tell her that he is Finn's biological dad and Sheila is his mother. And it pretty much kind of breaks Lee's heart at that point. I hope I'm saying her name right. Breaks her heart. And it's one of those things where it's like he's crying and he seems like he's upset because he's, he clearly see that he's breaking her heart. But I was like, bro, how many years did you have to tell her that? What was this kid, like 5? Was he like, 35 or something like that? Like, you had time. You had a large amount of time to sit there and tell her the truth. And now you're getting all weepy-eyed. Like, nah, bro, you don't get to sit there and share in her tears. No, you let her cry. You just deal with it, and then you can sulk on your own time. Now, of course, on the other side of town, you got Finn and you have Steffi. That, to be honest, I mean, the only thing that really wound up happening was that Finn was feeling a bit guilty, you know, because he has questions. He wants to know who his dad is. And then there was a part where it's like, I think Steffi was like, you know, what if she's not telling the truth? What if she's lying? You know, there's a lot of questions that he wants to know, but he also feels guilty because he doesn't want his foster parents to feel less than, you know, to feel like they weren't enough. And, you know, Steffi's just like, you know, listen, it's human, you know, like, you're gonna have questions. You're gonna have questions. You know, a couple of times Steffi was like, you know, listen, if Sheila's not gonna give you the answers, or you don't think that, whatever reason, if you don't want to go with Sheila, we can always sit there and, like, get somebody to look into it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what else to sit there and say about Zendaya. I mean, here's the thing. This is a different episode, and he's still doing the same crap that he's been doing since I started watching the show again. It's like every time he feels threatened, oh, I gotta sit there and make out with my girlfriend, just sit there and prove how much of an alpha I am. And I'm like, bro, like, what are you compensating for? Like, what is going on with you, B? Like, why do you not feel like you're enough? You know? And it's one of those things where it's like, Paris, I really do feel like any woman in the real world that is going out with him would eventually see that and be like, yo, listen, you don't have to sit there and make out with me every 5 minutes when somebody else gives me a compliment, you know? But of course, you know, this is soap opera, so, you know, what else? I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that was pretty much about it. I guess, you know, like I said, the hope for the future, which they really should come up with a better name. But I guess to be fair, maybe they should have came up with a better character name, because, you know, every time you sit there and say hope, or even when she sits there and say, oh, I hope you're well, like, I hope you're good, and it's just like, you not realize how weird that sounds coming from you? They seem like they're in some sort of, fashion, like, week or whatever, where it's like, now it's the time, and they got the models and everything like that. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's about it. I really do feel like that's about it. I felt bad for Lee. Jack can kick rocks. I really don't care about his feelings, to be honest. Like, he had way too long, way too comfortable. You had it way too good to sit there and not tell her the truth. Now you're gonna sit there and wait years later and start crying. Like, nah, bro. I just, no. Let me just double check my notes. I feel like that's about it. I'm not gonna lie. If I missed anything, please write it down in the comment section below. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.